You know, there was a picture of me in my in the local paper cutting the ribbon to my elementary school's Apple IIe lab when I was like in first grade.
Really?
I need to find it and scan it to like to TUAW because like
that is a total geek cred thing.
Well, what happened is they picked a representative from like each class to go, and they picked me, and then I guess. Yeah, okay, here's what it was. I was the cutest kid. So that I was the one they used in the, you know. The
cutest kid, so you got to unwrap the new...
No, we all cut a ribbon, but my picture was the one that was
Oh, but you were the one that actually got, okay, so everybody got to snip the ribbon, but you got the picture in the paper. That's, yeah, wow, that's just wrong. It's episode 2 of the Squadcast. I'm Grant Robertson.
I'm Christina Warren.
And welcome back. We've got some great stuff for you this week. Thanks for watching last week. If you were one of the people that watched last week.
One of like the 5 people who were like our friends.
Yeah, if you weren't one of the people that watched, I was going to say that you're not our friend, but I think that really was summed up in what Christina said. We've got some interesting stuff for you this week. We don't have alcohol.
No, we don't.
I'm irritated, if you're irritated, right in, because I could really use some help lobbying for this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the only thing I have are stale Mike's Hard Lemonades in my refrigerator. And
stale Mike's Hard Lemonade just won't do.
No, it just won't.
I would drink 2 Buck Chuck, but I'm not going to drink stale Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's where I
draw the line.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, I do have like hard liquor, but yeah, we don't need to go there.
Hard liquor and video podcasting do not mix.
No, they don't, especially if it's Golden Grain.
Don't drink on YouTube, kids. Don't. Actually, do because it's really entertaining.
Actually, yeah, especially if
you guys please drink on YouTube.
You guys drink on YouTube. We're not going to because we don't want to make asses of ourselves.
Exactly. Coming up on the Squadcast, we've got an interview with Scott Robbins and Asa Raskin from Santa. Yeah. Interesting new project. Basically allows you to listen to pretty much anything you want to listen to on the web with a really slick Ajax interface, and we'll be talking to them about that in a bit. Also, going to look at the big controversy in Hullabaloo over Major League Baseball and DRM
and
taking down their DRM server and leaving a lot of Major League Baseball fans wondering who won that game that they watched before.
Yeah, well, for the 5 people that actually spent money,
yeah,
they're really upset because they were one of the 5 people that spent money, and then MLB said, "Oh well, we didn't make enough off this, so we're shutting it down." And
yeah, they switched DRM providers. I'm angry at them for doing what they did, but I also sort of question the logic of anyone who buys Major League Baseball games.
Yeah, well, like ESPN Classic, hello.
Yeah.
Like that's like now part of most basic digital cable packages.
I don't even like watching sports for the first time.
Me either, unless it's what was that show that they used to have? With the Sklar brothers.
I have no idea. But all that and more coming up in
on
this episode 2 of the Squadcast.
Alright, so we're going to have to do that again. So, Grant, you're a big baseball fan, right?
Yeah. The crack of the bat, the smell of freshly cut grass, the $8 beers.
You gotta love the $8 beers.
Gotta love $8 beers and Sunstrip. That's what baseball's for.
Absolutely. Hey, but they might be $8. They're huge.
Not at the Fulton County Stadium. They're not. They're tiny, and they're still $8. But anyway, no, I don't watch a whole. That's right, Fulton County. I watched them blow up Fulton County Stadium. I should know that it doesn't exist. Anyway, that's really beside the point. I think where you were getting to was something about Major League Baseball and DRM. I think I wrote an article last week.
Last week kind of got a lot
a lot of attention for that. Major League Baseball shut down a DRM server that, sorry guys, was actually providing license data for thousands of downloaded games that people had purchased.
And clips and stuff, I mean...
And was full games.
Yeah,
and what's more is when this guy, whose name I totally can't remember, but he's an author, he's a mega baseball fan, and a guy who downloads a lot of games and saves them. When he contacted them to try to get some sort of resolution for this, like, hey guys, I can't watch these games I paid for. They said, sorry, too bad, they were really designed for one-time viewing, which they weren't.
You're going to have to buy the new license and the stuff you
rebuy it,
already
give us your credit card number,
Again.
And we didn't think that was right. So I wrote a post about it, and it kind of got some attention. I think Boing Boing posted on it, which is where I heard about it originally. And this whole blogosphere chain. Anyway, long story short, Major League Baseball is now actually allowing you to re-download games under their new DRM format if you bought the game before under their old DRM format that no longer works. And that's complicated and convoluted, but at least you get to watch
doing the right thing.
Your baseball game.
At least you can watch your 2-year-old game.
I don't know why you'd ever want to rewatch a baseball game once you.
No, especially when there's both like the MLB Network and ESPN Classic.
Yeah. But I
hey,
mean, some people do,
people
and we're not here to question your sanity.
No, not at all. Well, maybe a little bit, but
sure.
Hey, at least now, even if you were dumb enough to pay for a game you got for free once.
I don't know if I would say dumb.
Oh, not
if
dumb.
You're a fanatic, if you were
if you're enough of a fan,
engaged
if you're the
in
super
baseball,
fan, if you're the
super fan number one.
Now you can once again re-download your content and will still be DRM protected, but at least now you will be able to play it again.
Yeah, so if you go to MLB.com, they can help. There's a FAQ, and they can help you get
you can email them or
the games that they stole from you in the first place. So that's sort of encouraging. We still think DRM is we still think DRM sucks.
Evil.
Frankly,
yeah,
it's evil.
It's evil.
And for exactly this reason. When you have DRM that requires a licensing server, who's to say that that licensing server is not going to disappear through a company going out of business, or just simply, as Major League Baseball did, changing its mind and deciding to use some other competing DRM-protected format.
And all it is, I think it's another example of old media companies trying to push old media practices in new media, and it doesn't work. It's the same thing where for years the music industry made us buy first records and then tapes and then CDs, making us upgrade and replace all of the music we bought before. But you know what? Now that we're in the digital age, we don't want to do that anymore, and customers aren't going to be willing to.
Obsolescence.
Exactly. And the thing is that when it's digital, customers aren't going to put up with it. And I think that's what this proved, is that enough
people are starting to realize that obsolescence does not necessarily have to be obsolescence.
No, not at all.
Choice.
I think if you upgrade, if you can maybe upgrade to have better quality, then that's maybe a reason to rebuy content.
Sure.
But if it's just simply because you want to make sure that your customers are rebuying the same content multiple times
over and over again, so that you're a constant revenue stream, you're a consumer.
And customers aren't putting up with that, and that's why these old media companies are floundering right now.
And we want to be customers and not consumers, and that's why we yell about things like this.
Absolutely. Okay, so Songza.
Yeah. We're joined by Asa Raskin and Scott Robbin of Songza. Hi, Asa. Hi, Scott.
Hi, guys.
All right, welcome to the Squadcast. So Songza is... Explain it for us, for those who haven't seen Songza.
Well, I was confronted with a problem a couple months ago, and that is, I want to listen to a song. Where can I go to do it? Nowhere. Even worse, I have a song ready, and I want to share it with a friend. Yet again, there's no good way of doing that. So, what I wanted to do was to take all of the principles that I've been writing about in humanized and good interface design and solve that problem. That's what Songza is.
Excellent, and it's a really slick interface. You have a lot of experience with interface design, and I think it really kind of shows in Songza.
Thanks. I mean, I really love PyMates. I think they're great. They let you do gestural interfaces so that things become, habituatable. They're just, you do it without thinking, and they haven't been catching on anywhere. So I really wanted to push those forward. I wanted to push undo forward, and just general simplicity, right? I really like having as much information on screen as possible without clutter. And that's what I think Songza does pretty well.
Absolutely. How long did it take you guys to develop Songza from idea to implementation?
You want to take this one, Scott? Sure, I'll take it. I'd say altogether we worked on that some off hours, some on hours. I'd say if you could pack it all together, about a month.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's a lot of late nights.
Yeah, some late nights and early mornings, but we did it on hours too. But it was a labor of love, so it was all enjoyable.
And how much beer was consumed by the development team in that month of late nights?
Very little beer. We're actually
Really, sniffing turpentine leads to great interface design.
Remember that, kids.
That's sort of the takeaway from this discussion, right?
Exactly. If anything you can learn from that, it's that, puffing equals good interface design.
Awesome. And Songs is built on top of the YouTube API, correct?
Well, actually, at the moment it is. This is one of those things that you get a midnight inspiration, you have to go whip it up, and that took a weekend at Starbucks. And that one indexed all over the web. But when we were gearing up for production, we only had time for YouTube. So we hope to eventually index the web as well.
Oh, cool.
Excellent. That's really sharp. What are the implementation plans for that? How soon can we expect to see more sources for music and songs?
There's a saying in the Web 2.0 community, which is release early, release often, and that's true for voting in Chicago as well. So fairly soon, I think.
Vote early, vote often, kids.
Exactly.
Awesome. So where are you planning on taking Songs as far as, you're adding more music sources, obviously, but there's got to be some sort of business model behind these things. What's your idea for keeping Songs afloat?
Well, one of the things that we've been talking about, I'm sorry, Ethan. No, go for it. One of the things that we've been talking about is integrating Creative Commons artists, getting their work exposed, and also right now there's the ability to link back to purchase songs, so to link back directly to the Creative Commons artists to have their work purchased directly from them.
Excellent. Do you guys are you going to work through some sort of Creative Commons clearinghouse like CC Mixter or archive.org, or are you sort of planning a situation where musicians can sign up by themselves, or what's the idea for that?
You want to go for this one? Sure. I would say that it's going to be the artists themselves will have the ability to interface directly with songs. It's really about driving the content back to them. So make that as easy as possible. I think in line with what we believe as far as interface design, the process should be humane as well.
Awesome. Well, we really like the site so far, and we'd like to thank you for joining us on the Squadcast, Asa and Scott.
Well, thanks for having us. Yeah, thanks for having us as well.
A couple of people were not real happy with your post about Demonoid.
No, about 12 people really unprofessional and poorly researched.
They sort of took some
kinda,
pot shots at
They
me,
kind of
actually.
did. For the record, it's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
Personality has absolutely no place in blogging.
That's what I'm learning.
Have been warned.
That's what I'm learning. And
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Blogging Heroes.
Well, why did you have to mention Blogging Heroes? I'm in the new book, Blogging Heroes. It's out December 10th. Written by a really nice guy, Michael A. Banks. It's interviews with 29 of the world's top bloggers and me. I have no idea how I made the list. But
don't be so modest.
Because the rest of the book is going to be... I've read a couple of chapters out of it, and some of the other interviews are fantastic.
His is the best.
No, mine is actually at the end of... They stuck mine at the end of the books, right next to the glossary. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay, so maybe it's not.
I'm way down on the list, but I'm pretty honored to be in it.
But you're still in it.
Yeah, I am still in it, yeah. No, I'm pretty honored to be in it, and free chapter of Blogging Heroes, my interview, is available on Download Squad, so just go to Download Squad and search for Blogging Heroes. Until next Squadcast, this has been episode 2. I'm Grant Robertson.
I'm Christina Warren.
And we'll see you on the next Squadcast.